Hey friends, Jennifer here with the Family Fudge, and welcome to the all-new season of Bunches of Lunches. If you're new here, welcome. I really do hope that you like what you see and that you'll hit that red subscribe button as well. On this channel, I share lots of fun lunch ideas for all ages. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the lunches I packed for my kids to take to school this week. Now, before I get started, I feel the need to explain myself. You see, I get a lot of questions about my lunches, and that brings me to story time. Long ago, when I was a college student, I spent time living, working, and of course going to school in Japan, which I absolutely loved. While I was in Japan, I was introduced to the art and culture of the Japanese bento. And for some Japanese, this is not just a daily meal packed in a box. Bento making is a hobby and an art form. It's a way to be creative, artistic, and the bento itself is meant to bring joy to the person eating it. Now, of course, I fell in love with the cute bentos made for kids especially, and I knew that someday I'd love to make lunches like that for my own kids. Now, fast forward to today, I have 4 kids, 3 of which are school-aged, and I'm making my own kind of westernized version of the bento. And you guys, I am so thankful for all of your support on this channel. Recently, I've been able to take my love of lunch making and turn it into a home-based business. With the YouTube videos, we have our own lunch kit on Amazon, and there's also a not-so-secret Bunches of Lunches app as well. So you guys, at the end of the day, my lunch videos are not about being super mom or a Pinterest mom. They are about having fun, being creative, and inspiring others to do the same. And now, without further ado, let's get on to the lunches. Okay guys, good morning and happy Monday. So this is actually our first full week of school because of Hurricane Dorian. A lot of schools were closed in our area, which was definitely a bummer. So this week we are trying some new lunch boxes. These are called Bento Go Fresh, and no, this video is not sponsored by them. I bought these with my own money, but I just really wanted to give these a try. I've heard really good things about them. Now, these do seem like a really good quality, but I have to say they're not exactly inexpensive. But here's a tip, you guys. I often see different kinds of Bento Go containers on sale on Groupon quite often, so definitely check on Groupon first. These definitely seem like they're gonna last a long time, and I really like these ones because they're dishwasher safe and they're much easier for my kids to actually open than some of our other lunch boxes. So now that I've explained about the lunch boxes, we need to actually make the lunch. This year on Bunches of Lunches, I'm really gonna try to make more lunches that are faster to make. Now, I do have to make 3 lunches, so that is gonna take me a little bit longer. But if I have a really special lunch that I wanna make, I'm actually gonna start making those lunches the night before, which is a really good tip if you're short on time in the morning. So now with these lunches today, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this divider piece. I'm not gonna need that. Now, I like that these are removable, but that does mean that they have the possibility of getting lost, which is not great. I do have space to keep these in my lunch supply room. If you guys have not checked out that video, I will pop in a card right here and I'll link it down below. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I might have the largest lunch supply collection in America. You should definitely check out that video if you haven't already. This is not something you absolutely have to do, but I think it makes it look a lot more fun and colorful, so I like to use them. Of course, these are made of silicone, so you can wash them and use them over and over, and you could even bake muffins in them if you wanted to. Now, the ends of my celery are looking a little bit dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim those off. And you guys, since it is Monday, I am gonna make this lunch meat-free. I often like to do a meat-free Monday if I can. Before I cut all of my celery, I do need to measure a little bit. I'm not quite sure what size is gonna fit in this lunchbox the best. I have definitely made that mistake before, thinking that the celery or carrots would fit in a lunchbox, and then I cut them too big and they don't fit. So then I have to go cut them again. What is that saying? You know, like measure twice, cut once? Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I am gonna go ahead and slice them down the middle. Usually when I do this, my kids are more likely to eat it because I think it's a little bit easier for their little teeth to bite into. And now in this back section, I'm gonna go ahead and add some fruit. For today's lunch, I decided on strawberries, and I have something special for the kids to do with these strawberries. Now, normally when I put strawberries in a lunchbox, I'll just cut the tops off of them and then slice them in halves or maybe quarter them. But for today's lunch, I'm gonna go ahead and chop them a little bit smaller. I definitely don't want them to be small like mushy pieces. These are definitely smaller and more bite-sized. The next thing I'm adding into these lunch boxes is a little Jif to go pack. These are a super convenient way to send peanut butter to school. And speaking of peanut butter in schools, if your kids can't have peanut butter or can't have it at their school, you can definitely use Sun Butter or even Wow Butter instead. Next, I'm going to be adding some round pieces of bread. Now I know that sounds really strange, but hear me out. For these lunches, I'm just using a couple of slices of whole wheat bread, and then I'm going to use my Uncrustable maker to cut out some circles. Now I'm not actually making an Uncrustable sandwich, I just want a nice big circle with no crust on it. So now that I have all of my bread circles ready to go, I gotta stop and put away the crusts. I get asked all the time what to do with my leftover crusts. I put them in a Ziploc bag and I keep them in the freezer. And when the bag is full, I actually use these crusts to make a French toast casserole. It's like the perfect way to use leftover crusts. Now to go along with this lunch, I also want to add some cheese, but not just any cheese. I actually found some cheese curds at Aldi the other day, so I thought that would be really fun to add into the lunches. I'm gonna add a little back to school themed pick into each of them. I have one that says school and 2 little school buses as well. For a snack today, I'm also gonna add in some popcorn, and I'm putting the popcorn in these reusable zipper bags. These are so great. I've actually been using these for years. They're a great alternative to Ziploc bags. You can just wash them out and use them over and over. For the kids' drink today, they're just gonna be taking some water. So I got these water bottles at Costco a while ago. I do wish they were a tad bigger, but they do keep the water nice and cold for quite a while. Now, lastly, I do wanna go ahead and throw in this little spoon, fork, knife combo. Now, I will have links to all of these products down below if you're curious, but the kids will definitely need this to put together this lunch today. For today's lunch, I'm sending the kids with DIY PB&J tacos. That's right, the kids can make these themselves right at the lunch table when they're ready to eat them. All they have to do is take their circle of bread, then they'll take some of their peanut butter and spread it right on there. And then you could also send some jam as well for your kids to use, but instead I'm gonna tell my kids to scoop their strawberries right in there instead of jam. Now you could also use blueberries or even slices of banana. Those would all be perfect in these little peanut butter tacos. Now all you have to do is fold it up like a taco and it's ready to eat. Isn't that cute? If I was making this for myself, I would definitely use some chunky peanut butter, maybe a little bit of jam, and I would mix blueberries and strawberries together. I think that sounds the best. So now I'm gonna go ahead and close up all of my boxes and get them into the bags. These Bento Go boxes do actually fit inside the Bunches of Lunches lunch bag, but I do have to say it's kind of a tight squeeze. Then I'm gonna go ahead and add the popcorn in there, their water, their little utensil, and the final touch is a single little napkin. Cause I'm thinking that peanut butter might get a little messy. Hopefully not. Now it's time to zip these up and we can head out the door.
We're back home now and here's what we ate.
Okay guys, what'd you think?
It was delicious. My favorite part was the cheese curds and the popcorn. I like the make your own tacos.
Was that fun to make your own?
Yeah.
Should I make those again?
Uh-huh.
What about you, Jack?
My favorite was the make tacos, the cheese curds, and the popcorn. Come on! You just freaking stole everything!
Hey, if he likes the same thing as you, that's okay.
See you tomorrow.
Good morning, guys, and happy Tuesday. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What am I doing with these Halloween decorations? It's only September. Yes, I know it does seem a little bit early to be having Halloween decorations out, but there's a good reason. After school today, I'm taking all of the kids to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party tonight. It's gonna be our first time going and I'm super excited. The kids can wear costumes if they want to, they can go trick-or-treating. Believe it or not, Disney started their Halloween parties several weeks ago. So for today's lunch, I wanna throw in some Halloween flair just to get the kids super pumped up for the party. So for today's lunch, I went ahead and grabbed this out of my fridge. This is pumpkin spiced cream cheese spread, which is really good. This almost tastes like pumpkin cheesecake, but not quite as sweet. So I'm gonna take this cream cheese spread and I'm going to add it to some Mickey waffles. Now I know they're gonna be selling Mickey pumpkin waffles at the Halloween party, but I also know those things are gonna be pricey. So I'm gonna make my kids their own pumpkin Mickey waffles for lunch today. Now I do want to go ahead and toast these waffles. I know they're not going to stay hot in the lunch or anything like that. I thought it would be good to toast them so they wouldn't be sort of weird and soggy in the lunchbox. If you've never used waffles instead of sandwich bread before, you should definitely give it a try. This is such an easy and fun thing to do for like a birthday or any special event really. So now that these sandwiches are done, I'm going to move on to this cucumber. I'm going to start by removing about 50% of the peel, And now I'm going to go ahead and slice this into fairly thick chunks. I don't want these to be too thin. Now I do have some carrots to go along with this, but I'll show you those in just a minute. They're kind of a surprise. Now to decorate the bottom of the lunchbox, I'm adding just 2 little cupcake liners. Then I'll go ahead and add some silicone liners in there. I think orange would be perfect for this lunch. Now in go my cucumbers, and right on the top I'm going to add some carrots. And I used my mini alphabet cookie cutters to cut out a B and 2 O's. I thought boo would be appropriate for this Halloween lunch. Now for our fruit today, I'm just going to take a little mandarin orange and I'm going to very carefully poke a little hole at the top. And I'm going to stick in just a little stalk of celery, left over from yesterday's lunch, of course. This is such a cute and easy way to make an orange look like a pumpkin. Next, for the lunches, I'm also going to throw in a string cheese. Currently, all of my kids like string cheese. Sometimes they go through a phase where they don't like it, but right now they definitely do. And I'm just going to do a really quick decoration to the string cheese. This is really quick and easy. I'm going to take my Sharpie marker and on the outside of the package, not on the cheese itself, okay? Don't do that. I'm going to draw just 3 little circles. 2 for the eyes and 1 for the mouth, and basically it's supposed to resemble a little ghost. I think it does, and since it's so quick and easy, it was no problem to do it for this lunch. Now for the kids' snack today, I'm just going to throw in an applesauce pouch. I recently found these at Target. These ones are perfect. They have little Halloween decorations on the outside of the package. This box has apple strawberry, plain apple, and apple banana. And check it out, you guys, this is kind of funny. Right on the side, it says that you could win a trip to Disney World to actually go to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party next year. So that's pretty cool. And then finally, again, the kids are just taking their water bottles with them today. And the kids really like it when I add in just a few ice cubes. That way their water can stay extra cold. It is still pretty hot outside.
Here's how we did today.
Pretty good. It looks like you guys really like the waffle sandwiches.
Yeah.
I think that pumpkin cream cheese is really good.
I know.
It tastes like pumpkin cheesecake.
It does.
Are you guys excited about tonight's party?
Yeah.
The Halloween party? Do you think you can stay up till midnight or are you going to fall asleep?
Fall asleep.
Yeah, I bet you will. What was your favorite part of this lunch, guys?
My favorite part was the cream cheese waffle. I like the orange. I like the string cheese.
What? Try again.
I like the string cheese, the applesauce, and the sandwich.
Sandwich.
Sandwich. Sandwich. See you for tomorrow's lunch.
Hey guys, and happy Wednesday. I'm so tired today. We didn't get home until like 1 o'clock last night after the Halloween party. Both Lily and Griffin fell asleep. Now for today's lunch, I'm going to throw together a classic combo that's actually pretty quick to throw together. I'm going to be taking some help from the store here for sure. For each of the kids, I'm going to start by making a grilled cheese sandwich. And this is actually going to be a 3-cheese grilled cheese. And I know this might sound weird, but I like to add a little bit of cream cheese first, then a slice of cheddar, and now I'm going to top it with some mozzarella cheese. That cream cheese in there really helps everything to melt together, and it's so nice and creamy. So now I'm going to get these into my panini press. I'm going to spray a little bit of butter on there, and then cook them till they're crispy. Now to go along with this grilled cheese, I'm also going to be sending some tomato basil soup. So that means it's time to dig out the thermoses. Now, of course, I am a little bit biased, but right now my favorite are the Bunches of Lunches thermoses. They're a little bit bigger, they're easier for the kids to open, they come with a built-in spoon, and the top part can also be used as a bowl. Now, anytime I want to send food in a thermos, I do like to preheat these first. Now, I know I've mentioned this before, but in case you're new, I just take a little bit of really hot, almost boiling water. I just pour it into each thermos and then I close it up. Now this water is just going to hang out in here while I'm heating up the soup. Then I will dump out the water, and because the container's warmed up, it's going to help the soup stay hot as well. And you guys, I'm totally taking a shortcut today. I'm just using some store-bought tomato basil soup. It's already ready to go. I just have to heat it up. Now here's a question I get all the time when I pack grilled cheese, and that is, does it stay hot in the lunchbox? And no, it definitely does not stay hot in the lunchbox. But here's what I like to do. I'll actually take the grilled cheese sandwich and cut it into sticks. So nice, long, narrow pieces. Then at lunchtime, the kids can actually open up their nice hot soup and then dip their room temperature sandwich in it, and it kind of warms up the sandwich, and it's a really good combination. Trust me, you've got to try it. Now to go along with the grilled cheese, I also added in some milk. For the vegetable, I added a combination of carrots and sugar snap peas. For the fruit, I added grapes with a few raspberries. And then for the snack today, they're having goldfish crackers. And to drink, again, they're having water.
Hey guys, we're back home now and here's our lunches. My favorite was the grilled cheese sandwiches and the goldfish. I really like the sugar snap peas and the goldfish. I like the grapes and the milk. And I like to eat the inside of the sugar snap peas only.
Hey guys, and welcome to Thursday. So for the kids' lunches today, I'm going to throw together something I know they're going to love. It's like the easiest kind of pizza that you can make. For this, I'm going to be using some bagel skinnies, which is basically the same thing as bagel thins, and my kids don't mind eating them at room temperature. So I've just added a little bit of sauce, mozzarella cheese, and some cut up turkey pepperoni. Now I'm going to pop these into the oven for about 10 minutes, and while those are cooking, it's time to prepare the fruit. Now it's actually been a long time since we've had kiwi, so I recently picked them up at the store. Now for these kiwis, I'm going to go ahead and just trim off the ends, peel them, slice them into kind of thick slices, and then very quickly, using my flower-shaped cookie cutter, I'm just going to punch out them cute little flowers. Now I'm not sure that all the kids will like the kiwi, so I'm also going to throw in a few strawberries as well. And very quickly, I'm just cutting the tops off in a V shape, and then I'm slicing them down the center so that they kind of look like hearts. For the veggie today, I'm going to be adding in some carrots. Now for this, I started with whole carrots. I peeled them, and then I used my crinkle cutter to make these look like carrot fries, and I think the kids will like them. So now that the pizzas are done and cooled down just a bit, I can add them to the lunch boxes along with our fruits and our veggie. I'm going to add in a little container of ranch because I know the kids will love to dip their little carrot fries in the ranch. Now for snack today, I have something I know they're going to love. I picked up a 4-pack of the drinkable yogurt things. These are the strawberry flavor. It's been quite a while since I purchased these, so I think they're going to be excited to see them. And then you guessed it, for their drink, they're just taking water, but I do have a really fun drink planned for tomorrow.
Hey guys, we're back home now.
Let's see how you did.
My favorite was the yogurt drink and the carrots.
The carrots?
Uh-huh. I love the pizza.
What about you, Jack? I can tell you like the bagel pizza too.
Yep.
But what's with your fruit? You didn't like any of the fruit?
Yeah, it was sour. See you tomorrow!
Hey guys, and happy Friday! Now for today's lunch, I wanted to do something a little bit easier, something that really doesn't require much cooking at all. In fact, I actually started today's lunch last night, and that's because I knew I wanted to add in some hard-boiled eggs. Some of my kids like them, some not so much. But with my picky eaters, I like to offer the foods over and over again in hopes that sometime they might change their mind and actually decide they like it. Who knows? That happens sometimes. So one of the reasons I like to hard boil my eggs the night before or a couple days before is it definitely saves time in the morning. But another reason is I love to use these little egg molds. Some of these are from Daiso, the Japanese dollar store, and the more colorful ones I found on Amazon. Now for these eggs, what I like to do is add them to my Instant Pot. I'll add a little bit of water in there, and then I usually cook them for about 4 minutes. That way they're not completely dry on the inside, but they're not runny either. Once the 4 minutes is up, I do a quick release, and then as soon as I take them out of the Instant Pot, I add them to a bowl with ice water. That way the cooking stops immediately, and the yolk won't get all dried out in that weird green color. If you've ever overcooked your egg, you'll know what I'm talking about. So now for these molds, all I have to do is go ahead and peel the egg and then fit them right down inside. Sometimes it's tricky if your eggs are too big, they might not fit in the mold. I try not to use jumbo eggs for this, just your regular standard size works pretty well. So once I have all of my eggs in my molds, I like to put them in another container before I stick them into the fridge. And these can really just hang out in the fridge all week long and we can grab them whenever we need them. Definitely a good meal prep option. So now that these eggs have had time to sit in their molds overnight, I can go ahead and pop them out and throw them into our lunches. Now as you can see, some of the eggs don't turn out perfectly shaped, but they're still really fun and unique. Now you could go ahead and put these in the lunchbox whole, but what I like to do is cut them in half and sprinkle a little bit of salt on top. Not pepper, my kids do not like pepper, but they do like a good pinch of sea salt. Now I'm gonna very quickly grab out my silicone molds and get everything else into the lunchbox as quickly as I can, which I should be able to do because everything else for this lunch is pretty much ready to go as is. In this front section, I'm gonna add a scoop of pretzels. These are the really fun square pretzels. Those are super tasty. To go along with these pretzels, I'm also adding in a little wedge of Laughing Cow cheese. And then come lunchtime, the kids can actually open up their cheese and then use their pretzel to scoop it up. It's a really tasty combination. And it looks like it's gonna fit perfectly in this lunchbox, which is awesome. For their fruit today, something I know they're gonna be super excited to see, I'm gonna be adding in some applesauce cups. Now these are actually the unsweetened cinnamon applesauce, which is their favorite. And then in this back section, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some baby carrots. Those are great when you're in a hurry because you don't have to cut them, they're already ready to go. And then for snack today, I'm adding in one mini banana muffin. I'd like to say that I made these myself, but I totally just bought them at Walmart pre-made. Definitely a time-saving option in the mornings when you're in a hurry. To dress these eggs up a bit, I'll go ahead and add in some little eye picks. That's really quick to do. And then I'm pretty sure I have at least one, maybe two kids that will not touch their carrots if I don't send ranch. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this yogurt-based ranch. This is definitely our favorite these days. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in each little sauce container, and then it'll fit right down inside with the carrots. And then finally, since it is Friday, I let each of the kids pick out whatever drink they wanted. Lily chose a fruit punch Paw Patrol. Jackson chose Darth Vader with fruit punch. And then Mackenzie chose a My Little Pony. Don't ask me which one, because I've already forgotten the name. Now because these lunches have hard-boiled eggs in them, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in an ice pack just to be on the safe side. And then all that's left to do is pack it all up. And now I do want to mention one thing we learned with these Bento Go boxes is they actually fit in our lunch bags better if we stand them up like this. Now yes, some of the food will move on the inside of the lunchbox, but it's really no big deal. I'm not really worried about things spilling since the applesauce is in a cup and the ranch is in a separate cup too. Okay friends, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and go ahead and hit that red subscribe button if you're new. I have lots more fun lunch idea videos to check out if you'd like to see more. I'll go ahead and put some right here. You can just click on those. Now don't forget to come back tomorrow because on Sundays I also share some really fun lunch ideas for all ages.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye!